Hello everyone, I'm Harri Martin.
I'm Mike Jacobsen.
I'm Stephen Walker.
And I'm Emma York.
We're from a financial team that has been analyzing your company for the past 6 months. We have an idea for a new plant we think would be a great investment for you.
Analyzing and thinking about this decision, we as a team, we took financial statements from the past several years, including 2012, 2013, and 2014. Some of the interesting points that we found on these financial statements are gross profits. PepsiCo over the past years has increased in their profits year to year due to decrease in costs of goods as well as an increase in sales revenue at the same time. Along with these gross profit increases, we have noticed in the operating profits that from year to year it fluctuates, but for the most part the trend is an increase. Along with those two profit increases year to year, we have noticed that the net income, or that the earnings before interest and taxes, also fluctuates year to year.
These numbers are enticing. However, we have also seen that the shareholder equity in the company is lower right now than it was at the beginning of 2012, and it is something that we would like to help you guys change with this new investment that we are proposing.
So what is it? We are proposing for you guys to build a new plant. The initial investment of this plant is $3.5 million. So looking at our best case, or our base case scenario here, we kind of work backwards to figure out a lot of our information. So the point where our WACC and our IRR are the same is where net present value is 0. At this point, it's favorable for you to invest. We work backwards to figure out that our projected revenue per can is $1.56.
So if we were to take a 10% decrease in the sales of the product, that would put us at $2.25 million, and it would be a disfavorable investment for Pepsi because our rate of return would only be 3.16%, and we would be losing money on that initial investment over the next 6 years.
In a best case scenario, leaving the revenue per can sold at $1.56, it would increase our market, or the product sold, 15%, giving us an annual can sale of about 2.8 million. Also increasing our IRR to 12.16 and our net present value to around $497,000.
Leaving the numbers behind for a minute, we'd like to show you our SWOT analysis that we conducted at PepsiCo. We're very pleased with the findings, and we're sure you guys will be as well.
One of the strengths Pepsi has going for it is the recognizable and respected brand. Every family in America has their favorite PepsiCo product that is in every house.
Along with that, we would like to congratulate PepsiCo for the diversity that is found within not only the company, but especially within the management. Each manager or CEO has a special quality that makes PepsiCo unique.
PepsiCo has done a great job, especially in the Americas, infiltrating markets and getting their products in there. They're established and they just need to continue to be used.
As well, it's evolved from the original Pepsi-Cola product to a large range of products that includes many beverages, many food items, something that every consumer can enjoy.
We also have some weaknesses, and one of the biggest ones is the unhealthy products that are being produced by Pepsi containing high sugar and a lot of different chemicals.
Another one of the major weaknesses that we have analyzed as a team is the ongoing competition between PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has been putting all their efforts into increasing and growing globally, and one of the surprising data that we analyzed was that in America, around 75% of Americans prefer Coca-Cola over PepsiCo, which was actually surprising to us.
So it can overall just be told that Pepsi has a much higher global presence, or Coca-Cola has a much higher global presence than Pepsi. There's really not much you can do except maybe make this plan to fix that.
There are also many opportunities for PepsiCo to grow, the first one being producing healthy products. Like we said, the competition with Coca-Cola is fierce. If PepsiCo can become the leader in producing healthy, not only soft drinks, but other products, they can increase their global footprint and overtake the Coca-Cola company.
There's also a need for purified water. So if Coca-Cola could put or Pepsi could put itself in that market, we could really bank off the money that countries need from that product.
One of the great opportunities we see going forward in the future is also partnering up with foreign markets. Just as we have done with significant companies such as the NBA and the NFL, we recommend that we partner up with other foreign markets and companies.
Another opportunity is to expand the global presence of Coca-Cola. We realized that an issue was there was not a ton of global presence, but we feel like this can also be turned into an opportunity if we take it in the right mindset.
There are also many threats to the company that we'd like to make you guys aware of so that we can avoid them. One of the most notable is increasing our presence into foreign markets. There's unstable foreign governments that have regulations that maybe the company isn't used to, and that can affect the product and the profit.
Again, with the increased health awareness and regulations, the government is requiring that Pepsi put its ingredients and its sugar content on its bottles, and that is really a deterrent to most health-conscious consumers.
As mentioned previously, also one of the great threats that we see is the competitiveness of the market, especially between PepsiCo and Coca-Cola.
So especially in this day and age, a huge threat would be environmental awareness. People are looking to go green to reduce emissions, and so recycling and reduction of pollution is going to be huge.
As well, there's an increase in the awareness of how laborers are treated, what the conditions are like, and the company will need to be more aware of its plants and operations.
As with any decision a company makes, there's going to be risks associated, but we've identified those risks and provided solutions so that we can successfully go forward with the creation of a new bottling plant.
To start off, we would like to mention something that is very notable. PepsiCo was recently voted most ethical, which is outstanding.
So they have had some serious or some hiccups along the way. So one of these being along the diabetes and obesity front. There's just been opposition on that. And then fetus testing. In 2012, Pepsi signed an agreement with a company that did testing on aborted human fetus cells for flavor development. And so a lot of pro-life people got pretty upset about that.
However, there are solutions to these risks. The number one thing would be to continue promoting healthier products as well as promoting healthy lifestyles, showing that someone can consume these products if they're living a healthy lifestyle and not be affected. And as Harry said, PepsiCo has cut ties with companies in the past that have given them a negative image, and this is a trend that will need to continue in the future.
There are some risks with profit and governance. One of those is changes in legal and regulatory environments. So if we were to take this bottle company outside of the US, the risks associated with working with a different government and keeping up on their regulations for our product manufacturing could pose a potential risk.
Something else to keep in mind is the scarcity of raw materials. As we continue to expand and as the materials become more scarce, we will need to keep that in mind and come up with solutions, which we have provided.
Yeah, so what can Pepsi do about this? So, I mean, they have two heads of the coin here. They can change their recipe, which poses a lot of issues of its own. I mean, it's going to be extremely cost intensive to do. I mean, you're going to have some corporate governance issues where not all the stakeholders are going to agree. At the same time, you don't know if that's going to work. You don't know when it's going to change. So the other side of that is, I mean, potentially taking lower profits if these regulations come into fact. But as we've seen with Proposition 65 in California, where it was required that Pepsi had labeled on their cans that there are ingredients known to cause cancer, it didn't really change the cost or the sales for us too much. And then there's another thing we can do. We can sign fixed pricing agreements to help the scarcity of raw materials. So even if they aren't there, we still can get them to us without having to pay ridiculous prices, much like Delta, the airline company, has done with their fuel.
To conclude our research, we'd like to make it known that this investment is beneficial to PepsiCo, that after all the analysis we've done on the company, we're very grateful for this opportunity and look forward to working with you in the future for this investment and to see increased sales and profit.